What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm back with another Diddy video, and first I want to apologize for my voice. I am currently sick, so please bear with me. Diddy's sentencing is scheduled for Friday, and today the prosecutors filed a sentencing memorandum proposing that he gets at least 135 months, which is a little over 11 years, for his two Mann Act convictions. And included in their filing was a letter from Cassie. So let's go ahead and read that in its entirety. Dear Judge Submaranian, I have been in a cycle of thought and then overthought writing this letter to you. If there is one thing I have learned from this experience, is that the victims and survivors will never be safe. Although I can hope for justice and accountability, I have come not to trust anything. I hope that your decision considers the truth at hand that the jury failed to see. For 4 days in May, while 9 months pregnant with my son, I testified in front of a packed court about the most traumatic and horrifying chapter in my life. I testified that from age 19, Sean Combs used violence, threats, substances, and control over my career to trap me in over a decade of abuse. He groomed me into performing repeated S acts with hired male S workers during multi-day freak-offs, which occurred nearly weekly. I was forced into lingerie and heels, told exactly how to look, and plied with DRUGs and alcohol so he could control me like a puppet. These events were degrading and disgusting, leaving me with infections, illnesses, and days of physical and emotional exhaustion before he demanded it all again. S-Acts became my full-time job, used as the only way to stay in his good graces. I testified that I learned to read Sean Combs' signals, knowing that when he spoke of freak-offs, he was demanding them, and that refusing meant punishment, losing my car, my phone, or worse. He controlled every part of my livelihood and threatened to destroy my reputation by leaking S-tapes, a threat he repeated often. His power over me eroded my independence and sense of self until I felt no choice but to submit. When he believed I had wronged him or was not sufficiently responsive, he also threatened people around me and those close to me, including my family. I regularly worried that displeasing him meant putting my family and friends' safety at risk. I testified how beyond those threats, Sean Combs frequently used violence to get his way. Over the nearly 11 years we were together, Sean Combs would hit me, punch me, and stomp on my face, pull my hair, and throw my body to the ground and against the wall. The jury saw pictures of my bruises on my back from Combs kicking me and saw the deep gash over my eye when he slammed me into the bed frame. The entire courtroom watched actual footage of Combs kicking and beating me as I tried to run away from a freak-off in 2016. People watched this footage dozens of times, seeing my body thrown to the ground, my hands over my head, curled into a fetal position to shield me from the worst blows. The physical violence caused bruises that makeup artists, paid for by Sean, would cover up, as well as permanent scars all over my body. During my time with Combs, I was in a constant state of hypervigilance, as I was always anticipating demands for S-acts, or otherwise fearing retribution for any perceived slight. My descent into substance abuse was directly correlated with his increased control over my body, my money, my freedom, and my free will. I used those DRUGs to push through the horrifying S-acts he demanded and numb myself from the physical pain and emotional turmoil I was constantly in. While the defense attorneys at trial suggested that my time with Combs was akin to a great modern love story, nothing could have been further from the truth. Nothing about this story is great, modern, or loving. This was a horrific decade of my life, stained by abuse, violence, forced and degradation. I spent the last 7 years of my life slowly rebuilding myself physically, getting clean from the DRUG abuse Sean Combs forced and encouraged, and mentally understanding how to live with a seemingly insurmountable level of trauma. The horrors I endured drove me to have thoughts of unaliving myself, ones I almost followed through on, if not for my family's intervention in urging that I seek professional care. I have been to rehab and have taken part in dozens of types of therapy modalities to comfort, compartmentalize, and cope with the horrific memories of SA and emotional A I endured for nearly 10 years. While what he did to me is always present, I am slowly learning how to live my life free of fear and horrors I endured, and in doing so, I am fully devoted to my husband and my children. I still have nightmares and flashbacks on a regular, everyday basis and continue to require psychological care to cope with my past. My worries that Sean Combs or his associates will come after me and my family is my reality. I have in fact moved my family out of the New York area and am keeping as private and quiet as I possibly can because I am so scared that if he walks free, his first actions will be swift retribution towards me and others who spoke out about his abuse at trial. As much progress as I have made in recovering from his abuse, I remain very much afraid of what he is capable of and the malice he undoubtedly harbors toward me for having the bravery to tell the truth. His defense attorneys claim he is a changed man and he wants to mentor others. I know firsthand what real mentorship looks like, and this disgusts me. He is not being truthful. I know that who he was to me, the manipulator, the aggressor, the trafficker, is who he is as a human. He has no interest in changing or becoming better. He will always be the same cruel, power-hungry, manipulative man that he is. When I came out with my allegations in my civil case, he flatly denied them again and again. It was only after actual footage corroborated the exact words in my civil complaint that he issued an insincere apology on the internet. Thanks to the footage and my testimony, this is also something he will forever be associated with. For over a decade, Sean Combs made me feel powerless and unimportant, but my experience was real, horrific, and deserves to be considered. While the jury did not seem to understand or believe that I engaged in freak-offs because of the force and coercion from the defendant used against me, I know that is the truth, and his sentence should reflect the reality of the evidence and my lived experience as a victim. Reliving in detail the events and truths described throughout the trial and this letter causes me tremendous emotional pain. I am trying with all that I am to move on. I hope that your sentencing decision reflects the strength it took for victims of Sean Combs to come forward. And I hope that your decision considers the many lives that Sean Combs has upended with his abuse and control. I thank you for your time and attention. Cassandra Ventura Fine. And if you guys recall in my last video that I did about Diddy, which I will link in the comments down below, his defense team suggested that he receive no more than 14 months. And he has currently been in there for about 13 months. So you guys let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. Do you guys think that the judge will lean more towards the defense or that he'll lean more towards the prosecutor? And stay tuned because his sentencing is on Friday and I will be back with the details of what happens. Thank you so much for watching. If you want more videos like this, please subscribe, and if you like this video, please hit the like.